And we're back.
It's Miss Day.
And Miss Santos.
And we're talking about percent of a number now.
So that's like a part of a number, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm just finding a part of it, not more. Oh, let's tricky. Okay.
Yeah, so we're finding a percent of a number. So when I think about percent of a number, I kind of like to think about like a pie graph. You've seen one of those before, right?
I like eating pies.
Yeah. So we're just trying to find the slice of the pie that's equivalent to whatever percent that it is.
Okay.
So, for example, let's start with 26% of 44.
Okay, so 26% of 44. Now, I like using something called combining percents. So we're going to use my strategy first. Okay, so
Oh, wait, before we do, can I make a prediction, Miss Santos?
What's your prediction?
I know that 26% is pretty close to 25%.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that 25% is like a quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that our answer should probably, when we're done, be like close to a quarter of 44.
So isn't a quarter like the same thing as dividing by 4?
Yeah.
So if I divide 44 by 4, I should get 11 for 25%.
Yeah, so when we're done, it should be close to 11.
Okay.
A little different, but
So
close.
we predict that it's close to 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like using 10% because 10% is like dividing by 10. 1/10 of 100, 10%. And then 10% of 44, when I divide by 10, that's like moving the decimal once to the left. So if I move that once, this is 4.4. And then I'm going to throw this out there, 5%. Some of you might like this, some of you might not. Depends. Okay, 5% of 44. Miss Day, what's half of 4.4?
Half of 4.4, well, I know that 2 plus 2 is 4, so half of 4.4 is going to be 2.2.
2.2. Okay, and then we're going to use a 1%. Now, if 10% is divided by 10, because there's 10 in 100, what do you think is 1%?
Ooh, so it's like divide by 100. And I know that when I divide by 100, I could move the decimal twice.
Okay, so then instead of 4.4, this is 0.44. Okay, so I think this is enough information. Oh, wait, I need one more. 20%. That's probably going to help me there. That's double of 4.4. So therefore, 8.8. Okay, I think I have enough information now. Okay, so what would you combine to get 26%?
Well, if I need to get up to 26, I'd start with the biggest one that I have on my list. So I know that that'd be 20%.
Okay, I got 20% plus.
I like to work in friendly numbers, so that 5.
5%, 25%. Oh, look, there's a quarter.
And then that 1%.
1%. So that gives us our 26%. Okay, so 20% is 8.8 plus, can you see it?
It's just in there.
Okay.
8.8 plus 5% is 2.2.
2.2 plus 1% is 0.44. Now, just reminder, all the tenths will line up. Now, if you want, you could add zeros at the end to make them look nice. Okay, 8.80 plus 2.20 plus 0.44, which gives me 4. This is 10, 14. Oops, carry the 1, 4, and 10, 11, 11.44. That's my answer.
All right, Miss Santos. So that made a lot of sense when you did it. I was following the whole time.
Oh, yeah?
But it was a lot of steps.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Is there a way to do this in less steps?
Well, we did stuff about fractions, and we did stuff about, like, multiplying, like, back in end of October.
Yeah. So I remember that a percent is a fraction. And I remember back from when we multiplied fractions that showed us a fraction of a number, right? Because multiplication means groups of.
Yep.
So if I'm looking for 26%, that's just 26 hundredths. So I'm looking for 26 hundredths of 44. And when I see that number of, I immediately think multiply, right? Kind of like just in regular multiplication that you've been doing since like 2nd, 3rd grade. Like 2 groups of 3 is just 2 times 3. So if I want 26 hundredths groups of 44, then that's just 26 hundredths times 44.
So we're still doing a part of a whole.
Yep, 26 hundredths of 44. can be written like this. If I'm doing it fraction times fraction, I like to just stick that on top of 1 to remind me that 44 wholes is a whole number. And then I can multiply across. So I can do 26 times 44. I'm going to do this using the standard algorithm, but
Blech. I don't like standard algorithm.
could use the area model if I wanted.
That's easier for me sometimes.
Should I use the area model just for you, Miss Santos?
No, you could do standard algorithm.
You know what? I'm going to use the area model because
Oh,
you asked
thank
for
you.
it. So I'm going to do 20 plus 6 on the top. It's not a very good area model. It's not very accurate, but you get the idea.
You're a little out of the frame
40.
this day.
How about
there you
now?
go.
40 and 4 on the side. 2 times 4 is 8 with 2 zeros. 4 times 6 is 24 with
One.
1 zero. 4 times 2 is 8 with 1 zero. 4 times 6 is 24. And now I'm going to add them all up. 800, 240, 80, 24. 4, 12, 13, 14. Carry the 1. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. 1,144. 1,144.
Over 100.
Over 100. But remember, I want this in whole numbers. I don't want to turn in a bunch of fractions and say that's what it is.
Miss Day, it says over 100. Can I just write 1,144%?
Well, not really, because we're saying 26% of 44.
So we can't have a percent answer yet.
No.
It should be a number.
It should be a number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that moving decimals trick that you were a fan of on your answer. And I'm going to
Yeah.
move the decimal up here because I know when I divide by 100, just like you knew when you figured out 1%, I know that when I move a decimal, or when I divide by 100, I just move the decimal twice. So the answer is going to be 11.44.
And we got the same answer, so either method works.
It does. And you know what? Just to take this a step further.
Woo! Woo! We can cut that. And we're back.
And we're back. Just to take this a step further, we could skip right ahead and use the decimal form of 26 hundredths and multiply that way. That way that decimal gets moved as we figure it out. So if I start with 44 and I multiply by, oopsie,
0.26.
that's a 2, 0.26, I get 6 times 4 is 24, carry the 2, 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 more is 26.
We should like sing as we do this.
2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 4 is 8.
No, oh yeah, I forgot. Nope, we'd already done with that.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Okay.
Now we add them up. 4, 6 and 8 is 14,
Carry the 1.
carry the 1, 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. There was 2 decimal places, move our decimal twice, and it's the same answer for a third time. So that's 3 different ways to solve the same problem.
Yep, see it? There you now you can see it.
Oh, there they are. All 3.
Yay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.